Welcome, it's Victor and Matt from the 110 Sports Podcast, back for another video blog. So the Pro Football Hall of Fame inductions were this past weekend, and kind of in light of that, we wanted to talk about the speeches and just kind of in general, not just about Pro Football Hall of Fame. Victor, should the speeches be more geared towards the fans, where they should tell more stories and be a little more personable, or should the speeches be really just geared towards the person himself and kind of where it's all about him and him thanking people who have been involved in his life?
Well, I think it's a combination of the two. I think it's okay to thank the people that helped you get there, parents, coaches, and stuff like that. But a 35-minute speech of you thanking everybody isn't enough. I actually would like to see it more personable in the terms of you telling stories. Maybe there's something that happened or something that sticks out in your long career. I mean, I wouldn't get too personal like Michael Irvin did a couple years ago, talking about having sex in it. But I think it should be more geared towards the fans and really enjoy it, as opposed to just being up there and just constantly running through a list of people you're thanking.
I agree with you from the standpoint, I would love to watch someone tell me more stories and be more personal, but these speeches it's for this person, it's for his career, so I do think this is the one instance where it's going to be boring, it's going to be all about himself, and it's all about him thanking certain individuals. So you got to do what I do, just don't watch it. It's really boring, these speeches. I mean, that's the end of what's happening.
Yeah, and just watch the good stuff, the 30-second clips that ESPN, their Sports Center, is going to put on there, which is really nice. I just think in some cases 30 minutes for a speech is kind of long, especially if you're just running through a list of people you want to thank. Yeah. Knock that down to 15 and combine them. I mean, tell a funny story. You can't for example, you can't play 15 years in the NFL or whatever sport, be considered a Hall of Famer, and not have a good story or something that you want to share with the fans and make it personal.
I think Dion thanked over 100 people in his speech this past weekend.
I was not one of
them. No, but I think that's great advice. I think don't watch it and just watch Sports Center. They'll cut it down and give you kind of the Twitter version of what happened.
Very true.
And that's kind of the easiest way to follow it. So coming up tomorrow on our podcast on Wednesday, we've got a grid show planned. Who's our guest, Victor?
We got football analyst. Sorry about Phil Steele. Probably the most accurate predictor college magazine the last 13 years. Good stuff. Looking forward to talking to him again. We had him on last year, and
so this is his magazine. He writes a yearly kind of a preview for college football. We'll talk to him and get ready for college football season. So join us Wednesday with Phil Steele. We'll see you then on the 110 Sports Podcast.